you gotta say no to some things to make room for saying yes. And you gotta say yes to some things to kind of be able to let go and say no by way of turning away from other things, I think. Hey, hi, I'm Angel. Thanks for stopping by my channel where I aspire to inspire you to always be reaching for your greatest, most playful, most creative self. I've been feeling the pinch of that a little lately as I'm wearing my EMT shirt tonight because I'm not going to the show. Does that make any sense? It does, because I decided to celebrate my appreciation of the band, even though I didn't put into my cards to go to the show. I could have, but I was really feeling in flow on my work, and so I chose to stay focused and use this weekend because I haven't had very many weekends that I can do that. So I worked today outside for my mom some and did some work, but then other than that, band practice last night, I have had some big chunks of time to really focus on my writing and my webinar, my course that I've been working on all year kind of passively. It feels good to really be making some big strides. But the trade-off for that is that I've had to say no, not go to the show, not get engaged with people's drama, which has several opportunities have presented themselves in the last few days. And I'm proud of myself, little pat on my own back for just deliberately choosing to turn away and not engage with people's drama. Because what I've learned over the years is that people will find more drama. People will make drama, and they'll find people to get sucked into their drama if that's what they're looking for. So they don't need me to help. They can do that all on their own, and they'll find other participants in their little drama show. So as I change my own mindset and really work on creating the life that I want, which is one with more freedom to travel, one with more positive influence on more people, I am more and more aware that earlier in my life, I maintained a lot of toxic or semi-toxic or just not supportive of growth mindset kinds of relationships. And I think that's pretty common. Many people are stuck in recreating old patterns from childhood that haven't been dealt with. And I still have plenty of those myself. I'm not trying to say I'm like risen above them. It's just that I have made a deliberate choice to change. And I do believe it's possible. I've seen it done. And I'm aware that it takes some time to build momentum. And I've felt myself building good, positive momentum. And I am lucky that in my background, as a child, I was real solid on that knowledge. So it's not a foreign idea to me that I'm a free being, free to create my future in the infinite quantum field, as Dr. Joe Dispenza might call it. I don't even know if he calls it that anyway, but listening to a lot of that lately, and it's really resonating well with me, with my own conclusions and beliefs. So I'm hoping to tap more into that, maybe do some collaboration. We will see. I'm going to be definitely referring to that work in my book, 2-Minute Toolbox, and probably in 47 Truths. We will see. I don't know. I'm the kind of artist that doesn't really know, and writer and musician, songwriter, author, all those things, sculptor. I don't know what it's going to be like when it's done until it's done, and then I'll know. I'll be like, oh, that's it. It's done. So I like that surprise element to myself, and so I love that fact. Yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit on the topic of having to say no to some relationships, having to say no to some events, having to say no to some frames of thought, some parts of my identity, in order to open up and say yes to new parts of my identity. I'm going to become a global traveler. That means letting go of my mindset of being a New Mexican. Totally, and I'm not even from New Mexico originally, but I've been here a long time, and I'll always, of course, have a special place in my heart. But I'm having to say no to certain aspects of myself, or as a person who's loyal to my friendships. I'm loyal to myself and to my own self-growth, and if my friendships and my other relationships don't support that, then I am willing to find different relationships that do. So that's a shift for me, and yeah, a good one I feel good about. Anyway, and on the flip side, I think you can't get what you want by focusing on what you don't want. And I think we make that mistake really frequently, where instead of just saying more yeses, we say a lot of no, 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 no. And that just kind of repeats, just brings more of whatever we're saying no to. So kind of the flip side of that, saying no to things so that you open the door of possibility to other things, is just opening those doors of possibility, saying yes to those new things, and just letting those things that you might say no to just kind of dissolve in the background. They just fade away into your past because you're not giving them attention anymore. You're not giving them your energy, so they become less and less and less significant, less and less part of your pattern, and eventually they just fade away to some past aspect that you barely remember about yourself, perhaps, or maybe even forget about yourself. So, there are certainly aspects of yourself that you've already done that with, and then there may be other aspects that you've really hung on to through your whole life, or through a certain phase, or since a certain phase of your life, whatever it is. And that's fine. If it's serving you, if it's making you happy, or it's working for you, I'm all for it. If it's making you unhappy or holding you back from what you're trying to accomplish, or causing you to self-sabotage, as mine have many times, then consider changing them. That's all I'm saying. If you disagree or agree, would you let me know in the comments? I would really appreciate it. And also, if you haven't subscribed already, I would really appreciate that too. You can check out some of my other videos. If you hit the notification bell, who knows what YouTube's doing with that, but it might increase the odds. It might not. I really don't know. And as always, you can find ways to connect to me and support me in the description below. And until next time, I wish you peace, prosperity, possibilities, abundance, love, laughter, lightheartedness, and playfulness.